country will remain sunny with just some few clouds in the sky. The state of the sea for today, we expect it to be calm today. Then we expect some few clouds also over the ocean. For the water lake, critical for any fishing activities. However, if the fisher folks wants to fish from this night to tomorrow morning, they need to watch out for misty and foggy conditions.
So only in Sawam is expected to have rain. The rest of us can decide to proceed without umbrellas.
Yes, currently that is the conditions that we have picked. If things will change, we will update the public with our afternoon and evening forecast.
Thank you as always, Felicity, for the weather update. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Mawuena.
That's Felicity Hafianyo with the weather update for us this morning. Now that that's out of the way, you know that you do not need an umbrella as you step out today, particularly if you're in the bigger part or the greater part of the capital Accra, as well as in other parts, slightly eastern region areas where we're expecting rains in Sawam and the likes. From here on in, we're getting straight into the newspapers. Quite a number of developments in the last 24 hours since we began having that conversation about the attack on the Naimos team in somewhere Shidium in the Ahafo region. Since then, there's been explanations, there's been breaking of silence, and then police investigations, amongst many other things. And so quite a lot in terms of what's happened in the aftermath since then, and we can get into the newspapers for you right now. Crosby is here, as we can do that with 26 minutes to the top of the hour, rightly so. Crosby, good morning. Trust that you're well.
Good morning. I'm very fine. How are you, Senior?
We're here, alive and kicking as always. We give thanks to God for the gift of life. This is all we can say.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, it's quite interesting. Yesterday, everybody was saying, arrest the MP. We were saying, no, we still want to hear his side of the story, even as we make the case that, look,
we can't trial him in absentia.
I beg you. This trial in absentia is too big. It's too big. But he subsequently issued a statement saying that, look, under no circumstance did he incite the people of the town, the Shidium town, against the Naimos team. Collins Dowder, who was named as well, has outrightly denied any involvement in the matter, and says that he didn't at any point in time at all ask that the suspects be released. And so it brings us to the question which investigations must find out who was responsible for the thugs who besieged a police station. Well, beyond the thugs, so a resident as well, and there are pictures and videos. Who was responsible for inciting them? Or is this the case of what we saw with the IGP's task force and the town folks saying, allow us to do our galamsey and don't come and interfere in what we do as a living?
What I see is one of three things, and the last is what you have introduced right now, that the community members, they themselves are in support of the illegality. The other two, and out of the other two, one is definitely correct, is that somebody is lying. It is either
somebody's lying, pa.
See, when something happens, there's the truth, there's versions of the truth. My truth, your truth, and then the real truth. So the real truth is there, but then the version of the MP's truth is also there, and then the version of Naimos' truth is also there, and then the version of Alhaji Collins Dowder's truth is also there. But at the bottom line is a certain truth that we'd all have to find out. So if the truth is not what it is, then I get there somebody is not being truthful here.
Economical with the truth.
Yes.
I mean, the subject of Galamsey.
Economical with the truth. You don't see the person's lying.
You know,
diplomacy.
No. I mean, somebody definitely will be telling lies. That's without to say. Somebody will. An account is certainly not what transpired there.
Exactly.
There are those who've asked questions about the whereabouts of the DCE. And I think that's a very legitimate question to ask, because for starters, we've been told that DCs have a KPI where illegal mining should not be taking place. If you're a district chief executive or a metropolitan chief executive or municipal chief executive, and there's Galamsey actively ongoing in your vicinity, you have questions to answer.
Certainly.
Police commanders were transferred when this government took over because it was believed that they had become complicit.
Because they have stayed longer there.
And were now enjoying, and so they needed to change things. And so there were even conversations that from time to time we need to change the commanders within these mining areas so that there will always be very little motivation to have them induce, amongst other things. And so the district chief executive in the Shidiem area most certainly has to answer for, because Naimos seems as 10 meters.
Yes,
this
just
is what you say,
away from the main road.
You know,
and then so, you've seen the statement from Ebenezer Kwekwadu, the MP for Asutifi North.
Yes,
and then it's his explanations are some way. If we're going to get into that, we can begin reading what his version of the truth is, and then listeners will be able to know what really the situation is. So yesterday, you know that we spoke about the attack on the team and all of that.
Yeah.
And then a name was in the middle. Wherever you pass, that name was mentioned. The name is Honorable Ebenezer Kwekwadu. He is the MP for Asutifi North constituency. And then he had to respond yesterday in a statement from his office. He said this. He gave a chronology of the event of what transpired, and it started on November 1. He says that whilst he was en route to a funeral at a place at Trinsua in the Asutifi South constituency, he inquired from Honorable Collins Dowda, the MP for Asutifi South constituency, whether he was available so that the two of them could go together. I mean, the MP is going to another constituency, but he wants to go to the funeral with the MP for the area.
Collins and I will hold no brief, but the Honorable Alhaji Collins Dowda is a long-serving member of Parliament. In terms of the politics in that part of the country, he wields a lot of influence.
Yes.
Him and then the chairman of the party as well, Asidun Ketia. And so there is that tendency that everything will circulate or go through him in terms of what happens in the area for political reasons. And so more like godfatherism. And so when you're going, you want to find out from your godfather if he will be there. I'm not saying he is the Honorable Collins Dowda Alhaji is the member of Parliament's court. I'm just seeking to explain why possibly we could have that play out as to, I'm calling my boss to find out if you go, so that I'll go with them as well beyond.
I'm going into his constituency regardless.
Exactly. And so that's just the point I'm seeking to make.
Then he adds that Honorable Dowda indicated to him he is currently not in the country, so he, the MP, and I'm talking about Kwekwadu, should represent him, Honorable Collins Dowda. Now, upon reaching Shidiem, he says that he realized there was tension in town, so he inquired and was told there was a military operation going on at a gold extraction site. He quickly called back Honorable Collins Dowda to inform him of the development. Okay, maybe because Collins Dowda is not around, Honorable Dowda is not around, he has seen this, so I'm calling my boss. Honorable, this is going on in your constituency. Have you heard it? Are you aware? Okay. And then he says that Honorable Collins Dowda asked me to go to the site to enable him speak with the team to ascertain what was going on, because one of the assembly members who he sent wasn't spoken to by the military team. Okay.
So means
he asks me, Collins Dowda asks Kwekwadu to go to the site to enable him speak with the team. He's talking about the military team. to ascertain what was going on, because one of the assembly members who Honorable Collins Dauda sent wasn't spoken to by the military team. Okay. And then he adds that upon reaching the site with his constituency vice chairman and driver, I'm talking about Kwekwadu here,
right,
he introduced himself to the leader of the team, that's Kenobua, I believe, and asks that he speaks to the person on the phone, because Collins Dauda was on the phone wanting to speak with the team.
Right.
Having arrived at the place, he says that he saw some youth at the site, whilst others gradually massed up. So when he got there, he saw that.
So they were massing up, and so let's proceed.
The only advice I could give was for us to move to the police station to officially make a statement and subsequently hand over items and suspect to the police to calm tensions. Upon reaching the police station, it was seen that the major road had been blocked, preventing vehicular movement. Together with the military, regional police, crime officer, NIB operatives, Kenyasi police commander, we all remained in the police charge office while statements were being taken. He says, I went further to call in the Zongo chief of Freedom to assist us in calming the situation, and he came. Having finalized the handing over of the items to the regional crime officer, the Zongo chief volunteered to pick the military officers in his Toyota vehicle because the pickup of the military had been tampered with. And then he asked that the Toyota vehicle of the Zongo chief had its glasses smashed at the back by then and had left to attend other funerals in Totronsu, Jedu, and Wamahinso, right? And then he says he wishes to state that under no circumstance will he incite the youth against security officers and any government-planned agenda. As a responsible lawmaker, he offered his support to ensure there is calmness in the area and will always work together with every security agency to maintain law and order. It is quite unfortunate that the police in their stirrup failed to acknowledge my contribution towards ensuring that calmness prevail. And then he urges the public to disregard the false narratives aimed at tarnishing his reputation and undermining tarnishing his reputation and undermining his efforts to serve his constituents. He says, as your member of parliament, I want to assure you that I remain committed to the welfare and safety of the Ghanaian citizen and other state institutions. This is the response from Honorable Kweku Ebenezer Kweku Ado, the MP for Asitifi North, the man mentioned in all of the happenings concerning Naimus over the weekend. Make of it what you will.
Make of it what you will. And Noble Crosby Annan taking the time to go through the statement from the Member of Parliament. But we know that the Honourable Collins Dauda as well yesterday spoke to a local media outlet here in the capital or here in the country, responding to a number of the concerns and the issues that had played out. His name has come up. His name's been mentioned in all of the developments. Here's what he had to say in terms of his own version, and make of it what you will as well. But here's the Honourable Alhaji Collins Dauda.
Yeah, so many calls from the concerned soldier phobia about your operations. Now, me as assemblyman on call, na me Musa, the leading team, na oma me briefing. Assemblyman no the leader of the team, wa name ankasa. Inti emuna certificate of MP from say or be year or me conference or agency. The mami who say or inti me say or no was wrong. On corner me commander of the team and kasa. If you already only refuse to talk to me. The man, Honorable Ebenezer Kweku Bar, assembly. You need plan be also about. Na pa me person me briefing every team no and a man because one on call. The Nampa with the MP there, commander and me Kasai. And no mind me briefing, so I bet this will be a galamsey or na or more demolition in Yamina. Man can't be via phone no crowns or sound drop for you in the process. My farm friend back. A chill crown and Betty said, or more if he baby are out in the Kasai, a call police station. mmeranteɛ ɛwɔ ɛhɔ no mu attack wɔ mmeranteɛ bi attack wɔ mo police station hɔ asɛm no di minimum ani wɔ kristo ni so ɛwɔ ani a ɔkɔ so na yesu bɔ so no na ɔhwɛ yesu ani na wɔnkasa me ka saa kyerɛ no.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
So that's the Honorable Alhaji Collins Dowda speaking there. And let's get into the papers. I'm sure this is on our plates this morning as well. Quite a number of persons were seeking to engage on this particular subject matter. On the security apparatus standpoint, what can be done? Because this is not the first time we're seeing the operational team of the state attacked by community because they were clamping down on activities of illegal mining.
Because their interests did not align.
Exactly. What can be done in situations like that and all of that is something that will come up. We'll also seek to get a bit more from the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry because they issued a statement yesterday saying that they've been in contact with the speaker amongst many other things. And so most definitely something we'll seek to get a bit more in terms of the details. The Member of Parliament statement we've read, I get the indication he's not speaking outside of this press release, but we can begin delving into the newspapers this morning. Crosby.
I'll start with the National Enquirer newspaper. The big story on the front page: I'm not a tyrant. I believe in democracy. I'm not interested in a third term. Mahama to critics. That story is captured on pages 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the paper. Julius Debra calls for nationwide support for Ability Village Initiative. Also, SHC rolls out 15% discount to clients. Mahama Hills Victory Bible Church at 40, and Pringpag raises red flag on misinformation bill. And indeed, yesterday, the Ghana Journalists Association, they were also raising some concerns on the misinformation bill as well as the Cybersecurity Bill 2025. These are the stories on the front page of the Daybreak newspaper. I'll take you, the National Enquirer, I beg your pardon. Now to the Daybreak newspaper. The front page says, excavator parts vanish under military watch at Burma camp. It comes with a picture of Lieutenant General William Japan, CDS. And Mahama pushes for new regional security platform. Chaos at GRA, LC Apauklu, technical advisor to the GRA Commissioner General, is pictured here. And simple question: is Erica J in charge of NEIP? Erica J is being asked. Also, Okaikwe North MC hints of sanitation court. I'm interested in the excavator parts vanishing under military watch. I'll try and see if I can find the story. It says, in a startling twist, several brand new excavators kept at Burma camp and a craft for safekeeping have been stripped of vital parts, casting serious doubts on the military's ability to protect state property. Crucial components, including monitoring systems, batteries, and motors, are said to have been missing from the machines, which were sent directly from the port to the military facility under a presidential directive for secure storage. You remember the conversation that some excavators were being moved from the ports in larger amounts that generated a whole lot of hullabaloo and all of that. They say that now some of the parts of the machines are missing. According to reports, the machines were sent directly from ports to, Burma camp as part of a presidential directive ordering that all excavators impounded or imported under special conditions be stored at military facilities to prevent tampering or misuse. However, the recent development has raised eyebrows within both security and public circles. Some soldiers at the camp claim that the excavators arrived with missing parts, suggesting the machines might have been tampered with before their arrival. Others, however, expressed disbelief, questioning how brand new excavators sent straight from the port could lose vital components without any trace. So these are the stories that the Daybreak newspaper is reporting, Mawuena.
The New Republic is is what I have here. We'll start off with what's on the front page there. They lead with Ghana Post sparks pack clash. Oforiatta deputy orders Sam George to hide names. I think for those of you who are frequent on social media, you would have seen it wasn't a clash. It was just she's saying that honorable, the name calling should stop. Guns, gold, and mayhem. MP linked to Galamsey rampage. That story on page 8. Sam George lights up Wuti Festival with digital dreams. Court crushes Edubuahin's fantasy. Jean Mensa finds God as removal petition gathers dust. Oh. You know, I had a problem with people passing comments that she was at a Christian event over the weekend.
Yes. She was there. We've seen the video. I think she was an usher.
Yeah, I applaud her for that.
There's no problem with it.
I don't know why that became a subject matter for intense conversation. I'll be very honest.
It's Ghana, we're trying to read meanings into everything, but the person's faith is different from the
and she should be free to do
fellowship.
Yes, because this has nothing to do with her position as a chairperson of the Electoral Commission. And beside the point, after elections, really, we tend to hear very little of our electoral commissioners in this part of the world. And so again, allow her be. But the Daily Graphic. Galamsey attack on Naimos team. 2 MPs hauled before police CID. Germany pledges 65 million euro support for Ghana as President Mahama hosts President Steinmeier. Lithium mining venture in limbo. New cybersecurity bill threatens press freedom. Amanse Rural Bank records 207.98% profit growth. Those are the stories. I'll just look at the back page and what it says. Okran elected president of Ghana Tourism Federation, and unidentified gunmen attacked 2 immigration officers at Nangani. Castro brought us details of this story yesterday, and quite troubling because one of the said officials was in very critical condition and in need of possibly being flown out, if I'm not mistaken. Also, the Daily Times, and I have the Daily Times and the Overseer. A Sutifi North MP denies inciting mob attack on Naimos tax force. That's on the Observer. Also, on the front page, we need concrete action against breast cancer, not just slogans. Nana Oye Bampoado is saying this. Faba calls for business-friendly 2026 budget to revive local industries. Ghana positioned as gateway to Africa for German investment. That's according to the president. Western region. Blue water guards destroy equipment used for illegal mining on Mensi River. Haruna Mohammed, BA, urges patience over Shidiam Galamsey incident. I'll just do the Daily Times quickly so that you have the Ghanaian Times and then Ghana's favorite newspaper, the Daily Guide. MCUG calls for fair collaborative approach from regulators. TCDA strengthens stakeholder collaboration to boost industry. Honorable NSCO sets the record straight, dismisses false reports on parliamentary audience. And there's an interesting one here. Prophet Adom Chedia to donate over 800 billion cedis to Believers Worship Center members in 2026. That's also here.
Donate what?
800 billion. Let's get into what you have.
800 billion.
Yeah.
The Daily Guide newspaper on the front page. Germany supports Ghana with 65 million euros. SML rebuts OSP claims, calls for evidence-based verification. Also, AG frees Wuntumiko accused. GRA head of legal arrested. That story is on page 6 of the paper. NP invited over Naimos tax force assault. These are the stories on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper. There's this story that I saw in one of the pages of the paper, and that story is on page 11 of the paper. That happened in the Ashanti region. Over 30 drivers nabbed for overcharging at night. If they come to Circle, if this tax, it's not only Circle, whichever bus stop, popular bus stop we have in Accra, if they come there in the night, they would arrest every driver. Unless they don't see that it is.
And this arrest was done by the GPRTU or the police?
This was by a special task force of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. Yes. So it involved police, military, and KMA officers. It was carried out following several complaints from passengers over persistent fare hikes on Santase Ahinema Kokobin route. In fact,
no, it's something. So you hear the term when they mention the either they will say that dummy 10 cities. That's what they'll say. Or dummy streets to seek to suggest that if you're getting off anywhere
you still pay
in the journey, you pay for the dummy fare. We're fleecing ourselves.
It's so
because people are in search of, because when you get to Circle, the rush hour period,
yes,
my goodness,
and then it is worse if it has rained small.
Yeah, not small.
So go there where the drivers, hey, what I told you that you're going to Dome, but instead of you to go to Dome Street, you won't go. You start from Circle to Achimota to maybe mile 7 to Dome. All of that will be taking different
different fares.
They come to Circle, they will arrest everybody. A few days ago, I was around Atomic Junction, and then these bus conductors from Atomic to Kwabinye and Ashomane, there's a regular fare. I think it's like 8 cities, 50 pesos or something. And then because it was late in the night, although the car was at the station, the driver said he's taking 10 cities.
If you want, get on board. If you don't, stay there and sleep.
It is close to 12. How would you say you don't want? You'd have to sacrifice and then you should come and arrest all of them. The Ghanaian Times newspaper: Germany pledges 65 million euro support to Ghana. Also, GJ considering legal action at ECOWAS Human Rights Court over Ahmed Swale's case. Government engages ESPA to clear outstanding arrears. Local government minister. And Shidium disturbances, IGP directs CID to take over investigations. These are the stories on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. On page 8, grab copy for recruitment into internal security agencies. The story is on page 8 of the paper. The back page of the Ghanaian Times, State Housing Company targets 200 million cedi debt recovery. That's according to the managing director of State Housing Company. Education Minister inaugurates 160-bed girls' dormitory for Bimbila Senior High School. That's it from me, Eric.
Let's begin to get the details from these newspapers. From the police statement, we understand just one person, one MP, is supposed to present themselves for possible investigation, investigation which has started. But the graphic is reporting that 2 MPs have been hauled before the police CID. I want to see if there is some extra bit of detail they've got which the rest of the country have not got. And it says that 2 members of parliament are under police investigation over their role in a mob action at Shidium in the Ahafo region that threatened lives and damaged property in a Galamsey related incident. The MP for Isutufi North, Ebenezer Kwekwado, and the MP for Isutufi South, Collins Dowda, are being questioned by the Police Criminal Investigations Department for interfering with lawful police activity, possible complicity in illegal mining activities, inciting a mob action against law enforcers, and other issues. And so I think it's the 2 MPs for the area who are still in this particular story, and so we'll see even as we ready ourselves to get a bit more into it for you here on the 3FM Sunrise. We'll see how it all plays out in the coming days in terms of investigations.
Just by way of public notice or public address, grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times if you want to enter the security agencies, because public notice recruitment into the internal security agencies, that has been advertised in the Ghanaian Times. So there's an opportunity for you if you want to. So you can just take the Ghanaian Times and then you may find your way into any of the security agencies being advertised by the Ghanaian Times newspaper. There's the story on SML rebutting the OSP's claims. Well, I'm sure we know what has been happening concerning SML and OSP and Ken Oforiatta and all of that. But now, SML has refuted claims by the Office of the Special Prosecutor following investigations into its contract with the Ghana Revenue Authority, calling for evidence-based verification against assumptions. According to the company, it will present all relevant documents before the appropriate authorities, stressing its operations have been undertaken in line with the rule of law and within the limits of the contract. This follows the OSP's briefing on October 30, which raised issues over its ownership, scope of service, performance and verification, as well as payment system, and the subsequent directive by President John Mahama to the Finance Minister, Dr. To, forcing for the contract to be terminated. Now, despite the contract termination directive, SML Ghana reaffirmed its full cooperation with all lawful review processes and urged the national dialogue to be guided by verified facts, context, and due process. The company disclosed that assertions suggesting political or public office ownership of SML, it is inconsistent with official corporate records.
The SML and GRA issue, the president has ordered for the termination of all such agreements.
Yes.
Their statement in the last few has it spoken to this, the fact that they've been asked to, or their contract has been terminated?
So
and yesterday we got update as well that the OSP had arrested one individual who works for SML. Is a former head of legal as well, who was with the office of the was with the Ghana Revenue Authority, with SML, who's been picked up by the office of the Special Prosecutor. I'll just get his name or the
Daily Guide
details.
is reporting the person is still the acting head of legal affairs at the Ghana Revenue Authority. His name is Freeman Saba. In connection with its ongoing investigation into the controversial revenue assurance agreement between the GRA and Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. That's according to the Daily Guide.
Is it Mr. Saba?
Yes, Freeman Saba.
Right. He's been arrested, or he's
been arrested.
Right. So there's a lot more in relation to this that hasn't gone away in terms of since that press conference, the president's directing. There's a story here on City Newsroom about this particular subject matter, and it reads: OSP summons GRA boss and top officials over SML scandal. It says that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has summoned the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Sapong, the Assistant Commissioner in charge of Finance, Celestine Annan, and the Technical Assistant to the Commissioner General, Kenneth Ejdia, to appear before investigators in connection with ongoing inquiries into the controversial GRA Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited SML Revenue Assurance contract. Now, the summons follows the arrest of Freeman Saba, the acting head of legal affairs at GRA, on Monday for his alleged involvement in corruption and obstruction of justice related to the same contract. Now, according to OSP sources, the three senior officials were directed to appear before it after it emerged that they allegedly instructed the acting head of legal to issue a letter to lawyers for SML at the company's request in mid-October. Investigators believe the correspondence may have implications for the ongoing probe. And so, let me finish the story. Sources at the OSP further noted that this is the second time the Commissioner General and the Assistant Commissioner for Finance have been invited. Their earlier statement reportedly contradicts the content of the letter they are alleged to have authored or approved. Both Mr. Sapo and Mr. Ejdia previously worked with KPMG, the auditing firm that reviewed SML Ghana's operations under a directive by former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. In a statement posted on its official social media pages, the OSP confirmed that Mr. Saba is under investigation for suspected corruption and corruption-related offences. So that's it. Doesn't look like we are hearing the last of this, because the GRA boss himself is going. And so, but SML hasn't said anything about their contracts or the finance minister being asked to terminate the contract.
Because that has not happened, I'm sure that's why they are saying that we should approach it with facts. So maybe they have facts to suggest to the authorities that this is not something you should cancel because we're following agreement. We've not breached any contractual arrangements amongst all of that. So they think that the right thing is that the deal continues, although there's a directive that to be cancelled. I mean, we could come back later and say that after further due diligence or further investigations, we've maybe modified the scope of the arrangement amongst others, but not necessarily to cancel it. I'm saying we could.
No, the reason I'm saying is that when the KPMG report was finally released and its details as well released for a conversation, there was talk about modification of certain aspects because remember, the president ordered that the contract be halted pending this KPMG work which was being done at the time. And subsequently, there were recommendations which asked for the cancellation of the upstream and then the mining revenue assurance, and then asked for certain modifications, seeking PP approval, and then working to ensure that we receive value for money with respect to the agreement we had signed.
Right.
The OSP, after its elaborate investigations, has revealed that, look, we didn't benefit anything from the modification, and that, I'm choosing my words, and these are my words and not that. It was a completely useless venture to have engaged in revenue assurance in the manner in which we did, because we didn't benefit anything.
Yeah.
So I don't see upon what basis you'll be returning to us or be returning to the president and be telling him that, oh, we have made modifications to the agreement and so we think it should proceed. Because remember, the president on a campaign platform said we will cancel the GRASML deal. So if he's had to be saying that or agreeing to the fact that there are modifications and so let's proceed, nobody will take that lightly, actually. You get it?
Yes, I think I agree.
And so that will be very difficult.
Yeah.
But while you try to bring us another, there's this story in relation to lithium. Last year, Barari DV and the lithium mine concession was a huge subject matter. The story is by Timothy Nenbe and Joanna Mensah. It's titled "Lithium Mining Venture in Limbo. Atlantic Lithium lays off over 100 workers. Delayed lease approval causes uncertainty." Now, delay in parliamentary processes needed to ratify the country's first lithium mining lease has left Ghana's first lithium mining venture in limbo. Stakeholders, including government, investors, and community leaders, are instead set to be engaged in renegotiations for a new deal to revive the prospect of the venture. However, more than 100 workers at Atlantic Lithium, operators of the lithium mining project at Ewoya in the Infantiman and Abrasebu Kwamankasi areas in the central region, have lost their jobs following the delayed parliamentary ratification of the company's mining lease. In October 2024, the company employed 167 workers along its operational chain, including geologists, laboratory technicians, drivers, electricians, and other support staff. However, the general manager of Atlantic Lithium, Ahmed Salim Adam, disclosed that the number had been trimmed to just 62 because of the delay by Parliament to ratify the lease agreement for full operation to begin. Mr. Adam made this known to the Daily Graphic at the ongoing Africa Extractives Media Fellowship in Accra. And so we are still awaiting ratification, and people are losing their jobs as a result of that.
There's this story I'm trying to find why they're asking whether Erica J is still in charge of the NEIP. That's what I'm looking for. But why would they want to ask if he's still in charge of the NEIP?
It's suggestive of something which should be happening, which is not happening. But while you find that, let me say good morning to all the individuals on our Facebook stream. A number of you have shared thoughts with us. This one from Haji Yakubu says, Odi alteram patem, this week's new legal terminology unleashed. It applies only when the NDC is involved. Any other person will be tried in the media space and sentenced accordingly without being heard. He ends with shalom and emojis of silence as to what's been happening. Acclamati Elliot Dennis Akrika says, if we vote for criminals to represent us, this is the outcome. While all of us are fighting to end Galamsey, members of parliament are fighting the government constitutional institutions. Well, we are asking that all of them, investigations is happening, and so we will see what comes out of it. Ikia Oscar says, good morning. Good morning to you as well, Ikia. Thank you very much for joining the stream. As we continue, and Guy Jesus Boss also says good morning to the rest of us as he continues to follow exactly what's happening. You found the story now?
Yes. I think it's just a question that they were asking. It's entirely on the front page, so maybe in their subsequent releases.
I think I know what this is. Kanketi Napoali Fuseni. Good morning to him wherever he is. I'm sure he's either in the office by now because he's an early bird mostly. He did newspaper for a while, so he says the newspapers, they have a trick where they have a story. I suspect possibly there's a story about Eric J, which is in the offing, but they will drop something on the front page to let you know that we have something and it is coming. Watch out for us. Like I suspect that's what. I've
looked for the thing. There's no page number attached to the story.
Yeah,
it's just simple question: is Erica J in charge of any IP?
Yeah, so they are seeking to drop a story, and they are teasing. It's more like a teaser. They are teasing and are asking the question that, is he in the office, because we have this story and we are going to drop it soon. So we understand that. We understand what they are seeking to do with this one.
So there's the concern by a lot of media platforms, and I don't mean media companies. I'm talking about media mother organizations, Print Park, for instance, about this misinformation bill.
The cybersecurity one.
So two of them, cybersecurity and then misinformation, disinformation. Yes, there are two bills, essentially. Now, the private newspapers and online news publishers association of Ghana, they're called PRINPAG. They're raising concerns over the proposed misinformation, disinformation, hate speech, and publication of other information bill, cautioning that the legislation could undermine press freedom and democratic governance. In a public statement, PRINPAG acknowledged the growing dangers of misinformation and hate speech, but argued that the bill lacks clarity and necessity, particularly regarding what legal steps or gaps it intends to address. The association says that Ghana already has comprehensive laws and regulations, including the Constitution, the Defamation Act, the Criminal Offences Act, and then the Electronic Communications Act, and media ethical codes administered by bodies such as the NMC and the GJA. The real problem, according to PRINPAG, is that it lies in the weak enforcement, political interference, and selective application of the existing laws. And then they say that history has shown that even without a bill of this nature, journalists have faced intimidation and arrests for simply doing their jobs. And they fear that the bill could become a tool for censorship if used by regimes with little regard for democratic rights, a risk that could deepen with future administrations. And the association is urging government to pause and reassess the bill and instead convene broader stakeholder consultations with media groups, civil society organizations, and then legal experts. So the GJA yesterday, they also spoke about this amongst other things.
You were there yesterday?
Yes, I was there yesterday. And what they are also saying is that this bill is one that touches the very core of free speech and then journalistic practice and democratic governance. They're saying that it is being pursued without adequate transparency and stakeholder consultation. And they say the approach is raising fears that the legislation, if passed in its current form, or through a rush process could inadvertently weaponize state power against the media and silence critical voices. Even if this current government has no intention of weaponizing such legislation, a subsequent government may. They are wanting a further extension of the deadline for submitting inputs to allow for broad-based, inclusive consultation. GJA also touched on the Cybersecurity Amendment Bill 2025. This is a bill from the same Ministry of Communications, and it seeks to strengthen investigatory, enforcement, and grant seizure, as well as grant prosecutorial powers for the Cybersecurity Authority, and then expand definitions of critical infrastructure and cyber officers. Now, though the bill is presented as an instrument to fight cybercrime, GJA says that the draft contains vaguely worded offenses, expanded state powers, and broad enforcement tools that, without robust safeguards, risk being used to undermine journalism, criminalize legitimate online reporting, and then enable surveillance of journalists and sources, and then essentially undermine press freedom. So these two bills being championed by the Ministry of Communication, it's like some other stakeholders do not like it in its current form.
For me, I think this is something that bothers on us and in terms of the work that we do.
Exactly.
We don't always get it right. There are instances where, as media persons, we make mistakes in terms of conveying the news, reportage, and the likes. And if that should be criminalized, that could lead to quite serious consequences. And the intention, I cannot speak to, because yes, there's a challenge with misinformation. I think in the last few weeks and months, the advent of AI-related videos is, I mean, you're struggling to tell the difference between what is AI and what is not.
Yeah. The only, sorry to tackle you, but the only good thing, it's not so good, but the only side thing about this is that the videos we're seeing now are funny videos.
Yeah.
That is why it is not, generating that. But
imagine it is deliberately being used for something malicious.
You're likely to believe it.
Exactly. And so we can understand possibly the need to do something about the consistent misinformation, but there are enough laws which allow us to deal with that. There are quite enough laws, and I just want to say in addition that when laws are being formulated or crafted or whatever legal term is used for it, legislation is being put together, think of it in the hands of the worst of individuals and what they could do with legislation like that, because that will be legitimizing the clamp down on dissent.
Yeah, I mean, they'll say that there are laws backing it.
Yes.
Even the current one that does not outrightly give
publication of false news for creating fear and panic.
Government
they swooped in and picked up people. Yeah, so we beg they should exercise a bit more in terms of restraint, and let's have a conversation in terms of how we can help the institutions which are supposed to take charge and deal with misinformation. The National Media Commission, for instance, and the likes, who can take care of media personnel and become the arbitration point for cases of misinformation, defamation, and the like. Not go to jail.
You see, the funny thing is that based on where you sit on the political divide, your position changes. You know that a few weeks ago, the former information minister, Kojo Nkrumah, he had concerns about the cybersecurity bill, for instance.
He did.
But then, if he were in government, would his position change? Would he advocate for something similar? And I'm sure we've also seen videos within the week about Sam George when he was in opposition, saying that there are existing laws already to deal with these things, so there's no need for any efforts to introduce something else that could have the potential to fight.
They're actively seeking to gag,
You see, so based on where you are, and it's unfortunate that is what it is turning into. I think this is That is why the mother organizations, GJ has spoken, PRINCPAC is also speaking. The NMC should also tell us its position. So the conversation leaves the political arena to the people who would be first class affected. Then they share their perspectives, their opinions on the bill. They recommend the changes that should be made to the wording, to the specifics, amongst others, so that when the bill passes, we know that their input was listened to, and this is what all of them agreed on.
Crosby, thank you very much, helping us do the review, and we'll stay on and then get to delve into some of these other matters a lot later. That's my colleague Noble Crosby Annan. Before we go for this quick break and then return to hear your voice, there's a world-class university right here in Ghana. That's the Rosebank International University, a strong South African university and a brand of the AdVTech Group, Africa's largest private education provider, with 146 schools across 5 African countries and over 100,000 learners, and partly owned by the IFC World Bank through the IFC. Owned by the World Bank through the IFC, I beg your pardon. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTech in Ghana, City and Guilds in the UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, an MBA, Master of Science and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for January 2026. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial Opebia House, Accra, or apply online at www.ruc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. And this quick spot of commercial, when we return, we hear your voice this morning on the 3FM Sunrise.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's smarts we love. Or your community could win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
Play responsibly. Not for persons under 18 years. This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
The best in the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3FM.
3FM Sunrise. FM Sunrise.
Obi bedo obi wona ho fenti. Obi bedo obi wona ka senti. Obi bedo obi wona 90. Media media osenya wodiara. Media osenya wodiara. Senya onyami bo unwara. Wonfom so na wuzuba nyina chino. Media osenya wodiara. Media osenya wodiara. Senya onyami bo unwara. Wonfom so na wuzuba nyina chino. Media osenya wodiara.
Black Beats with Mawuena and Sixtus this morning. And the phone lines are already beeping, and so we'll get straight into it. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mawuena Egeta.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
I am doing well. What about you? Let's hear you as well.
I'm strong, very kicking and alive.
We thank God.
I thank Father, mighty God in heaven, for making me alive to hear your voice, and also you hearing my voice this morning.
Right.
And it's a great thing to be alive. You see, Mawuena, anyway, let me say good morning to my president, John Dramani Mahama, the vice and the chief of staff, and also Honorable Lipim Aklugu of the Mekwabinya and the Honorable MC Agbu of Gais. You see, as I told you, there's good work ongoing in Gais municipality. And I believe the kind of thing the MP and the MC have started, and we will maintain the seat. You see, I would tell Sam George, communication minister, we need to be tread cautious. Because, you see, Mawuena, today we are in power, okay? So any laws that we are bringing, it needs to be a law that will benefit each and everyone, whether the rich, the poor, and the needy. Because you know today, maybe the law will favor you. What about tomorrow? So let's be cautious. Anything that will criminalize what? Free speech. I against it. And I believe you, Mawuena, too. You're against it. Is that not it? You see, we must have, the free will to express ourselves. And I don't think someone needs to curtail us. Please, we have the power today. Oh. You see, let's tell people you have your free will to express yourself, but it has a limit. I think that one will help than to what? Criminalize free speech. Please, let's think of tomorrow. Today we are in power. We have the overwhelming majority. Let's use that overwhelming majority to do things that will benefit both MPP and these citizens. Okay? I think that will help very much. Because one day, someday, who knows again, we can have what? A wicked president again. Because what went on for the past 8 years, it was horror movie I'm watching. And lo and behold, God has given us a nice gentleman who has what? Resetting the country. Look at our economy now. Everything is what? And I will plead with market women. Please, they should stop telling us that what? This is dollar to the city, somewhere 10.5, 10.6.
Right.
Please, some have reduced their prices. But I don't want that still. Some wicked people are still selling what? A ball of thinking 70. Why? Meanwhile, I'm doing farming now. Have you seen? When you go to a Yinswan constituency,
Amen.
Now,
thank you.
A corn of this thing, I'm concluding.
No,
a bag
you have to.
We normally buy for 1,000. It's now what? 600, 700. So please, traders, help us what? To help the government to work, so that people will know that.
Thank you very much, Eben, as well, for calling this morning. Hello, good morning. We may have lost that individual on the phone lines. Do call us back here on the show 055-924-2717, 055-924-2717, and 055-691-0154. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Right. That person is not active. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mawuena.
Yes, sir. Let's hear from you quickly.
Thank you very much. This is Ajana One from Domain Kwabiga.
Ajana One, talk to us. I trust that you're well.
Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you very much with the wonderful, great job you are doing for Mother Ghana and Media General as well. Let me say good morning to Martin Giblon and Chairman Joe and all NBC family, the good ones and the good ones. We are marking you. One day, we will tell your story when the time is due. You see, yesterday and last week, we all heard about the Brongahafo saga about the MPs concerning the Galamsey. We are pleading to Ghanaians and the authorities and our own NDC members to be careful about their words. We know the president we are having is a president of his words, because we should come down and let the CID, the police, the executive to do their work. And I know the so-called alleged they are involved. I don't think the president will allow them or award them or allude them just like that. He will deal with them. So Ghanaians should come down and let's do thorough investigation because the case is getting too much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ajanawan. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, and I believe that everything is well with you as well.
By the grace of Almighty Allah, everything is going on well.
That's fantastic.
I'm called Great Alaye from Dominican.
Great Alaye, let's hear from you as well this morning quickly.
Ajimapa Oyaba Magana. Wamaya Akonya Anafabia Ayesimika Yama Asem Amani Padom I'm saying for so is answer. Sure, the Bia Kasa Abide Papa, no my papa so ever. Sure, Mikasa, Minkasa Uncle baby, I say, Jomuka constituency Nano. The overshare at Mapa, Madame Elecolum Akrogo Honorable, the Ya Asantua. I was Dominican constituency. Yeah, MC Honorable Agbo. Ne said, said we are honestly great coordinator. My shift now, yeah, the Omode Bayano. First, Omode Adveta, Omode Malquet Junior. Process at council. They say, on what way in Africa? They say, on Moody Grady in Tarosuna and war Donuka Binya constituency. They say, a year cut the Ugru Bekusu Road, Echo, and a woman other service. I say, on what they do what you know, when at the whole Kama, I'm my brother, sir, on the area Ajuma Kama. The former MP, Ajasafua, O.C. maternity on ye that Oba Tampa, Ya Asantua.
Right.
Madame Elcolm Akrugu who say yes. And was there on Trasso, let what Donuquabia consistency near my minimum, near Banamo, some call a warsaw.
Thank you very much, Great Alaye, for calling as well. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from.
Pastor Odewale, how are you all?
Pastor Odewale, it's good to hear from you again. I trust that
from a very far land, very far place.
That's
but
good.
Radio is always closer. That is why radio is my second shadow.
Fantastic.
I'm telling you, I sleep with radio. Yes, radio is my second shadow. My right shadow, yes. Regent to Papa BCU and everybody. Brother Edwin, thank you. You see, these are the type of information or reportage I want you people to be doing. They break news. Like the Kenji, which is still at 7 and 5 cities, which is, in fact, metros. I'm telling you, my brother, things have reduced drastically. You know, recently I told you about the economy we think we are looking at, the scientific economists. It's the market women who are manipulating things. My brother, two things are so worrisome to me. One, what is happening in Ghana? Yesterday I watched the news on telly. When you go to northeast, northern part, people have tons of rice, local rice. We are not buying them. We are rather chasing these imported ones. And we say we should produce in Ghana, eat in Ghana. Is that the way to go, my brother? What are the schools doing? The buffer stocks. So now I even learned that these farmers, the grain farmers are boycotting it for the first time, which is a down and a shame on this government. In fact, me, I am here and there. Let's call a spade a spade. Because, in fact, it is a shame, my brother. What is happening? Why are we encouraging this thing? We are planting tomato, etc. here. We will go to Burkina. Why are we so in foreign taste? And secondly, my brother, Metro Mass issue. I don't know whether you spoke about it. Actually, I was following you on this tuning radio. My brother, Metro Mass, not to do. I will not blame this current government. Anytime we have to buy new buses. And some of the 40 are ties, not engine, both. Do you know the former MD of Metro Mass bought 200 so-called grounded buses, ranging from 2 Ghana cedis to 4,000 Ghana cedis. Are we so wicked, my brother? How much do we even buy bicycles? Motorbikes. How much do we buy second-hand motorbikes? Between 2,000 Ghana cedis. If I'm not the one saying it, but the test report is there. 1 man was able to buy this number of buses. What? My brother, have a blessed morning.
Thank you very much, Pastor Odewale, for calling as well. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Please, my name is Aziz. I'm calling for Domi.
Aziz from Domi. I hope you're well. Let's hear you.
Thank God. May God bless you for this morning for having me your station. Mpacho, alaya de kanyina. But maminko tema neminti TDC director. Nyekupo ensura no ye nekese. Ena lawyer Zuma obo adembo ne ho ba. Asemu nyina na alaya be kan ye no because kaneno e wo Domi kwabenya. Ye hu sa nyama wi. This NDC anu na e bo Domi kwabenya. Ye wo MP for so many years. Omutimi nye shi. But we mu ba ye no a nyame si yan kan okure. Baby sisi anu corners no baby kwan no a na MC ena MP omunya komo hubom ena drip coordinator papa no so no a set agboyi oye dwuma papa me nim se papa Robert na ye se dwuma ni sa but me di respect no e di amano totally dwuma oye no a enye krabehwe ukotema ukotema ukobro isizwa enye nsem kitwa ebro na egu ho no a na omunye obi anto agodane kasakasa e wo sisi a nti mesre me government so meti me akoho a akohwe because asema me kan no a na nya nsem kitwa ye twena me nche wo ho ebro na agu ho papa na me hu bi dampo because kanino a ets na abetwe mu no a obehu na minister o share walleting boot no di minsaso ni sisi oso kra bodie efi fa edi aba o ta se beti wenu agu ho ebi nsida nti ye ba sre ye mpeni fo no a be bia adwani wo biara no a na de ekwado mefa na be ba no omufa nemba ye kwan no so na obunye ta kwan no maye na bibianko.
Thank you as well for calling. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Abu Kokombe, I'm calling from Kokombe.
Abu, let's hear you quickly.
Mawuena.
Yes, sir.
Mawuena, asema omo kan menti asene se. Asuna fu no asema no kan call down the woman.
Yeah. Yaboni din say MP ni say or friend or abrano oni ho something like that. Yeah.
And MP ni so friend so NDC MP.
Yes, it's an NDC MP.
And omumienu na ayesada.
Yes. The police is investigating the matter.
Me da nko asem no me send ni masem no mu. Mungu abana ni masem. Yen nyina ba yen nyina se galamse enye. E pa na se na mumienu sa de mu ko enbo wo se se mu na mu mamma bu ni ko ye sa de we na ene so ba go abana ni masem. Mu ba ye mu bi ye hu so ye nya ye obi nu obetima koto na credit so sa de be different mu. And so mu no se mu be di emu di na mu nkaye na be sa ne ma we kwa dia na se de be dom be fa so mfom fa so because about we before you 8 years you press na ban we ba abere mo be do a de ehu hia Ghana from person be tie ana moye mu pay for like this ka be na musa hia biem o papa kolonga o de aban bia ba wo mbi di no sa hia biem na o de ko fare anime emboa. That's it.
Thank you, Abu, for calling us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mawuena.
Yes, sir. I trust that you're well.
By the grace of God.
That's good. That's good. Give us your name as well and where you're calling us from.
Let's be to the Almighty God for giving us this day.
Absolutely.
My name is Nana. I'm calling from Esport in the East region.
Let's hear you, Nana.
Open the air force our man can I was telling you John, the one mama, or the 1987. Because Mama Shabo, more Bama, illegal money, and a calamity, yes, to us. Now, a banana of a pack. After 9 months, Omonko, on the Koshia Sony and Policy, but wow, illegal money piano. Yes, stop. Not a coastal, not a whole MP. 9 months, a whole MP, Yatu Abba amount. Say, Embra. Na gana kuye niye na nipa bi edi pa bone for sem na ye kwachiwom na MP organize boy say na attack soldiers na video wa ekwa na figure for to make akoshe omukamu nti ko ye figure for omufu ye na omufu nje so Omukunipa and again and the I was at area more. The best say I'm paying for but Omani Corum, dedicate Omani and Madachi and Trima, and then you begin and then more police more power. It's doing a semosa. When you're going to go over to I'm fighting for more president in the animal follow quite into the great too. Yes, you could rather on my own man, with your man, why you're happy for so many years. And it's some now old friends only and then beef in Bena Unia and over the only company in the Casarum. Oh, father, I'm saying, that's I'm quiet. And that,
Nana, your line, we're losing you on the phone line. Your line is not.
I had you there. Let me end here. Tomorrow we'll go clear.
All right, Nana. Thank you as well for calling. That line proving a bit of a difficulty. The connection not so great, but we can get to some others. Hello, give us your name and where you're calling us from, please.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning, sir. Thank you very much for calling. I trust that you're well.
By the grace of God, this is Bright calling from Abusokai.
Bright in Abusokai, let's hear you as well this morning.
I hope my only Honorable Johnny is fine.
Doing fantastic. He's doing fantastic.
We thank God for his life. Let me use this opportunity to greet Honorable Alaji Yakondo in charge of operation and Honorable Peter T and Honorable Alaji Raouf. May God continue to guide Honorable Alaji Yakondo and protect him. And Honorable Carrie Nakafino Nepeku our TDC. Yara will be brave. The MPR Nansaya Titi said, I mean, person may you so alert because we should me pa a bedia downstairs. That MP now on no these are boys in about.
It is alleged because it is all being investigated, and so please continue to use alleged.
Let me continue.
Yeah.
So, Mestre Honorable Speaker Bangbabi, one year directly say, Yambomodian say, Bayan Shishema found. The best say a police for no say, Omobomodian and Shishemu be a safe attack, so Omoye. Now Omoye, we are. Among Fambe Tuja, say, I'm process MP no, yes, I dear now, Tiny seat no, engine feminism, name for 2 about floor. Because, yet now, amount for N say yes, you, and say as I see, MP, sir, a yes or more, Excellency John Damani Mama, any MDC, MMDC, a yes or Mutini Bois, Excellency John Damani Mama, actually fighting. Galamsey fighty. No musu gusu to Galamsea Mboa. Share a buy Edia Lolo buses ebaye. And Mahama. Sa Ayalolo buses ye be MP before be fair bemuno. Ye won't be Ayalolo buses in Enam. Metromas ewo Kaneshi ben Abusu kind. Come on, ye 2 by ye ye course. That metro mass or yard in the mono. Now past government no to try buses in the brave. Mass craft. And she a sound she should say, why am I no much to try buses no, or much to try buses in Uzwa, or Mokoton is scrap no, and he and a generative Eddie Moore, man. Because yet to meet now my women, not the BI ever got crab buses, maybe why I bought buses and maybe also 2,000 near there. Yeah, turn back 2,000. Into a million, she should move and from Magana for.
Right, thank you as well for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, I suspect this is Rose, Queen of the Airwaves.
Yes, please. This is Queen of the Airwaves.
Yeah, I don't get I don't get a lot of female callers, and so I could hazard a guess. Rose, let's hear you quickly.
My dear, let me say good morning to Honorable Chief of Staff. I want to bid with him. This weekend, Sunday, is my 60 years birthday. I want him to surprise me this weekend. And my boss, Honorable Achimo, and my dad, Honorable Danamate Mesa, Lawyer Zuma, and they carried Makafu Nepeku. And this is penny for Moshe Menunyawati, and you use a minabema. Sunday, Mawuda Pa. And to penny for Mutimi no pay, and this is penny for. Menim say my dog party qua. Omo odo ema mehros enti omo hye menunyam Many of them are and now me rahopa. Me tin some beer. If I'm ya me party penny for me raho. But we say I let into a cancer. Say your mom penny says let's John Dramani Mama. Best so much soldier for say almost boy yen so by. Galam say say yen you any yasasi. Maximum for ya. Now so we are honorable and to work up Pamu soldier for our coaching for honor. O Pamu or free home. Me abema a new Pama me party for no my sadian. You best throw mu. Mahama no munim 2016 and you know about you. Or Babe, I receive this country or be or many ye. Me be such happening for no say, Omuju or mine one or personal interest. Domu benya. Sika omubenya yedi omubenya da omubenya na omuju wana omuju omane Ghana first yendi kanju omane hu ansa na yankasa ye personal interest ye bestre ye penny for omuma appointment Ghana baku pen ye wo why ye di to me ma onu ju omane hu first ansa na obedwije obenya hu we asi japade e ye betu a onfa nkwa sase asi we asi japade wu a menya onfa ko samado eya sasisi nyama yenya nti yenju omane o mane ye de ne kai for na yenya Mr. Ye penny for a nano pay.
Thank you very much as well, Rose, for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mawuena. How are you doing? I'm
well.
Lincoln.
Mr. Lincoln, let's hear from you as well.
Thank you so much. Yesterday we all heard what happened, and it looks as if we are missing the whole issue. I'm not here to hold brief for anybody. If you listen to the lawyer of the MP and 9 more spokespeople and other people, they all have different views. But I will first of all advise the MPP not to be looking for a classmate to partner chairman to me. The MP, what we are told is that the youth who blocked the road, he went to make sure he calmed tension down. And he called on Honorable Collins Dada because they share boundaries. And then the Zongo chief also came in and they calmed the youth down because they blocked the road and they were trying to attack Naimos. Investigation is ongoing. I want the NDC to know that we made a lot of promises to the good people of this country, especially in terms of Galamsey. And I will plead with my party and the investigation institution that are conducting the investigation to come out with the facts. They shouldn't try to shade anybody. They should come out with the facts so that the people who are involved can be properly dealt with. Let me go to Kaswa. What is happening there? The hard-working MC, Honorable Seth Banini, our MP, Honorable Phyllis Nakoyo, and the Constituency Chairman, Honorable Fusua Jare, the good work they are doing. Go to Sudoku, my MP, Honorable Linda Okulu, and the MC, Honorable Robert. They are all working together to develop the constituencies. And we extend that hope to all the constituencies across the country. Thank you.
All right, thank you as well, Mr. Lincoln, for calling. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. By God's grace, we're well. I trust that you're doing well too.
Sorry. Mami encha na memo abaso. We wadan funia Mr. Lucre Asam because Africa so. Baby for my MP tutu.
Absolutely. Lucre container. Yeah. Let us hear you as well today.
Me sure say mpanifu tie we dey. Me sure say ba am ombe yimi free container anymore. It me sure money. Alaji Sayida Ahmed say memo abaso. Na ma tinki pe Jo Ashamai ana na bo akuga. Omu nyina say menchao na menkencho mampani so one kawo. And a chairman to switch a digital one or both more castle to see easy. Opening a year MP issue. Media meet me and your day and jumpo and your day in Bunafo. Name say a young passer and passer or no mobilizing base no equa attack you so janet dia. Why you need? Why am from so? Because as an MPD who waste a missile. They are two nipa ubetumi anya outside kwano engage na so only soldier for be communicate ama e bi kwa ko betumi agya no e mo so mobilize nipa so mo ko attack soldier for no dia wanya de wayan from so the slam penny for say I'm padia omontwenaso nenya disia de kese na people for no omoka don't be your woman ana galamsey for echi police ni a omji ni to ma police ni no ebu kotojo form no pachaw and also why.
Right. I'm not sure. Right. Equalization will not help any of us. Final caller for the morning before Bailey Shen comes through. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir. Give us your name and where you're calling us from, please. And
yes, your brother, Ike Lord.
Ike Lord, I trust that you're well.
Oh, by His grace, we are doing
fantastic. Well. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah. And I don't pay Utama Sunti, Mamin born in Kentemman. Mamin Chia, Honorable TK. Mayor Obomojo Ejuma. Once an annual MP performance track no by and one baby and Akumda, Yadanoma 12. On any MP or move Bojuma pa duty. Now in Francia, a chatu Emma Honorable Ofusu Ampofo, a Japa, I would dia or man of my beauty. The bill would be a Yamin Shirano, no Yanika, I close na Mechiaru. Yeah, no, bro, she said. Asema esi aye kan yantu yaboni enhwemu yi allege na aba na bebi a emusi efiri bia na chese eja wo ho nti yanhwehwem na tie hwehwem na tie hu se MP no fault MP na ye sa de na se de mi nwa bright be kan ye no yangi na asotwe bia wo bia yemfa ma no obi a no bo mu bia na mema no membu anu so mo koye sa de ni gidigidi no se na kamera da wo so yan show me yan chop because Sadia bi no mo de ye captain ya friend is Boni bi mami captain soja ni yo mukunu no
Major Maxwell Mahama
major Sadia no mo ye no mo di kunu no entem na nche no mo di o mo hia Sadia no mo ye Sadia no yan fa kam na no yan hwem yan yo mo nyina so mo ye handed o mo ya ahiu yan form konko tun sanwem yan twi o ma so Sadia ye say ye twi o ma so pepepe because yan nyesa Sadia e be koso police ni piano slow so je ni crown post o ye so je ni o piano slow sasba boni no mo hwe no nyana yan MPs no
right
NDC MPs no omuntu o mo fo wa udu hu be she guarantee bia mo hwe na tu hu fo.
Thank you. Thank you, Ike Lord, as well, for calling this morning. That's our final caller for the morning. Billy Shed is here, ready and waiting. Very latest from the world of sport. Champions League returns this evening.
Yeah, Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Who's your money on?
Liverpool gets beaten.
Liverpool?
No, Liverpool gets beaten.
Gets beaten.
That's why it's a Madrid.
I like it.
It's a Madrid win. But I expect there to be goals.
Yes.
Because both attacking teams, Liverpool with all of their troubles, will still nick a goal or two. Mm-hmm. Madrid has got very potent firepower. Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo, even though he doesn't play much these days, but they should come good, and so that should be exciting.
I think the investors should come to you.
Oh,
the way you're analyzing the thing, the investors should come to you.
You know me, I should have done sports somewhere in my life.
Oh, so why did you do it?
In a different life, perhaps I would have been doing sports.
So why didn't you do it?
We'll talk about it some other day. Belashan is here. You bring us sports right about now.